All right. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday, everybody.
This is our second Monday show in December. I was about to say Happy December again, but
Nope.
If you are watching on either YouTube or Twitch, you might notice a little bit different scenery here. Diego and I got in a little bit early today and set up our tree.
Got that festive mood going.
Yeah, baby.
And in typical unpacking of Christmas ornament stuff, the middle third of our tree is not lighting, so
There you go. That's why the Never Brewing scarf is there. A little bit of a plug and a little bit of coverage.
Exactly. And also in an odd coincidence, not planned, Diego and I are actually wearing the same sweatshirt in different colors.
Yes.
So
Promo.
I gotta get one.
we got to get you one. Absolutely.
Listen, eventually, I'll get down to a size I can fit in one.
There you go. So
No, we got you.
first of all,
Listen, I took off a pound of hair, right?
there you go. I took off about 4 when I donated mine. First of all, as we do with every Monday, how are you guys? How was the weekend? A little catch up on our personal lives here.
Felt like I was here for half.
I know.
for
I
half
know.
the weekend.
Well, yeah. I know we talked about it obviously Saturday morning on our pour over show, but for those of you that don't listen live on Saturday mornings, I want to extend a deep amount of gratitude. First and foremost to Naz and Diego here beside me, but also to K104, to everyone that worked here at the brewery.
Oh, we got a new viewer. Hello.
Oh, hello. Oh, that's why I'm not looking at the right screen.
Hello.
666, what's up?
Welcome in.
Pleasure.
Welcome.
Thank you for the follow.
So to you guys first and foremost, our kitchen staff, our bar staff, K104 obviously, and Rutberg Breslow Personal Injury Law for the scarves, for our
Shout out from Manchester.
Big win.
Big
for
win
you.
today. Yeah, 4-1.
Well, hold on. Which side in Manchester do you support before I assume that you're a United fan post-match here? But yeah, so
City still got a big win too against
They
Sunderland.
did. They
Yeah.
both did get wins, but we need to know who to shut
Yeah.
off to.
Yeah.
We like it. Thank you very much, man.
our
If
World
it is
Cup,
United, him and I are on the same page, right?
Yeah.
There's only one side in Manchester.
That is it, my brother.
our World Cup draw event Friday, starting in the morning and what seemed to be the longest pre-show ever.
Yeah.
But I
We're at Old Trafford. Oh.
All right.
we have our United scarf upstairs. 666, if you don't mind me asking, in what capacity are you at Old Trafford? A steward, okay.
That's awesome.
And for our American friends, myself included, correct me if I'm wrong, a steward is essentially like security. You're the ones like standing around the on the edge of the pitch, making sure no crowd, no one in the crowd comes onto the pitch and stuff like that. Is that correct? Yeah, what a weekend it was. Well, first of all, we had the midweek match.
Steps to the away section.
Well, 666. We first of all thank you for viewing. Thank you for the follow, and congrats on the victory today.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
that's awesome to
Yeah.
take people behind the scenes. Maybe we'll get you on for an interview one day to see
dude.
Yeah,
a day in the life of a United
Of a steward, man.
I'm
That is
still
crazy.
trying to get Chris to come out for the Bournemouth game. I talked to him a little bit this morning. He's doing well.
666. But obviously off topic here, but like my biggest thing with the stewards, I assume most of them are football fans.
Yeah.
But like, you can't watch the game at all.
Your back has to be to the game.
What is that? How does that go for you? Do you regret
it's like
doing
watching
that,
live. You just watch the reactions
I know.
You play out the reactions of the fans,
Yes.
right? You're like, all right, cool. They missed.
Champions League, he'll have our sidecast going. No, that's so cool. Okay.
All right, there we go.
Fair enough.
He gets the peaks in.
I've always wondered, like, for here in the U.S., it's mostly cops that are, off-duty cops.
The OIP,
stuff like that. So,
Gotcha. Okay.
And I'm sure they're getting paid pretty well to do it. But like, I can't imagine you're say it's a playoff game and you're just standing there back to the field the whole freaking time. Yeah, exactly.
You can't celebrate. Yeah.
A little internal fist pound.
It's like the cartoons where the internal screaming, yeah! And the person's just like,
well, again, I'm sure I'll say it many times over again. 666, thank you for the follow. Thanks for chatting. And what a cool gig to have.
Yes. And what a good person to get to know now.
I know.
We got plenty of things to ask you, man. A lot of things to talk to you about.
666 says most trouble is caused by the steward celebrating. You know what? I can absolutely imagine.
See that happening.
That checks out 100%. Thank you. Crypto, what's going on, Cam?
Yo, welcome in.
Big win for you on Saturday as well.
Yes, sir. We celebrated here with you, my brother.
Cameron, I don't know if you do, but if you have any extra Man City ornaments laying around,
we're starting to
fill it up.
And
you'd like to adorn the tree, I think I have one coming from Dortmund from our friend Matt.
Yep.
We started this.
This is going to be a community Christmas tree, if anything.
666, I get it. Yeah,
we should treat the tree like the table and put the where the are based on that.
Maybe we could do that
every year, but different places.
Oh, that would be sick for the month of December.
666, a bunch of my friends, actually Air Crypto included, who's also in chat, has volunteered to help work in some capacity at the World Cup here next year. I don't know if Crypto has heard back about any of that, but and then 666, I grew up as an AC Milan fan in Italy. I am a season ticket holder for New York City Football Club. And with our local connections here to Tyler Adams, who grew up about 20 minutes away from us, we are an official AFC Bournemouth supporters club as well.
At the bar we have, but we also have an array of fans. Yes. We have an Arsenal fan right here. Mm-hmm. I'm an ongoing Colombian player fan, so whatever team has a Colombian player,
or
I try to follow.
Yes.
Or Japanese.
Yeah. So when United had Falcao, he was all in.
I was all about Man U. No, actually, my kid is a Man U fan, so I follow her team as well.
Yes.
Like, try to keep an eye and be positive about it. And it's coming along.
But
They're turning the corner.
Even Nas, I think, would have to agree. We can
be a Bournemouth
fans of the game.
Yeah.
And actually Nas was sending me Valderrama.
There you go,
El Pibe.
El Pibe, sí, señor.
Going back to his Tampa Bay Mutiny days, I grew up watching Valderrama live.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Arsenal, but I'll watch any game that's on. I don't.
I mean,
at the end of the season, there's only one win. At the end of the season, there's only one winner.
Yeah.
And like if you're only a fan of one team, you're not going to enjoy the sport.
Right.
You have to enjoy all the different games going on.
We kind of talked about that, all kidding aside, about Arsenal on Saturday. When, is Arteta's tenure good or bad? There's only so many trophies out there to win.
Yes, last World Cup was 94.
And then the Women's World Cup was in 99, also in the U.S. So
thank you, Chris.
But yeah, my going joke, with our customers here, 666, just to take you behind the curtain a little bit. We are broadcasting this live from inside of a brewery. Upstairs from us is the tap room. It's a 275-person capacity restaurant, bar and restaurant. We have like probably a 15, 20-foot projection screen that will put all the games on. We have TVs along, the riverside here. So yeah, we will watch just about anything and everything. And my joke upstairs is, I don't care if it's the 5th division in Latvia. If we can find a way to get it on the screen and people want to come watch it, we make it happen.
Yep,
so
absolutely. And we've done it. We've done all kinds of different types of games. Absolutely.
Women's games. We've had semi-professional games. We've had college games. We've had, and then obviously Champions League finals, World Cup finals, the whole gamut we run. So let's hop into. We do have a busy show today. We had, like I said, the midweek matches.
Yes.
So we'll start with match day. What was that? 14. Mm-hmm. And oh, you're from Bulgaria, so trust me, I remember 94. But what FIFA are doing? Oh yeah, no, don't get me started with that. I mean, honestly, and Crypto could tell you too. As a Man City supporter, and Crypto and I are both NYCFC supporters also. I hate to say it, you have to kind of mentally separate the fandom of the game versus
You also got to think that too. The halftime show is an American thing. So it's something that's brought, like it's not, not saying they're going to do it again 4 years from now, right?
No.
Because it's going to be somewhere else. It's an American thing that they do during their sports games.
Yep.
And it's a little tie-in towards that. So, it's basically a U.S. twist on the game. I don't think going forward they're going to have halftime shows every final from now on.
Well,
don't worry, 366. It's not the thing.
I don't know if you grew up watching. Well, at that time, a lot of like Bulgarians and Eastern Europeans, were in Serie A, and that was the biggest league in the world. And to go back to Bulgaria, I mean, I have very fond memories of '94 World Cup with Stoichkov, and then he came to Chicago. He played in the MLS for a few years, so a lot of that was a good time in football for Bulgaria. But to go back to the World Cup, I don't know if you just saw they announced, regardless, I said this over a year ago, regardless of the temperature, there's going to be a 3-minute hydration break each half.
Yeah.
Chicago Fire.
There you go. Yep.
Yes,
under former U.S. national team manager Bob Bradley. So yes.
I mean, do we attain that to the fact that like it's going to be hot in the U.S., or do we also attain that to there's been a lot of really scary injuries over the last few years of people. I mean, last World Cup, or was it the Euros? Somebody passed out.
The Euros. Actually, that was 2 years. That was 2021. That's how long ago that was with Christian Eriksen.
It is a level thing from what my personal point of view. It is, yes, it will help the players, recover. The level of play is a lot faster nowadays. It is going to be summer, and pretty much in most of the cities, the weather is going to be 90 plus.
Yeah.
But it helps economics. You get that little commercial break.
Oh no, that's what it is. I
cash in into it. So
I said it's fine, I knew it was going to happen.
Yeah, if they could find a way to put commercials.
I mean, it is annoying because it becomes like we were talking about an Americanized style of play, but that's where we are right now. So let's enjoy it the way it is. We'll see if 4 years from now we continue with the middle of the what do you call it, mid half.
Yeah, midway
water break or whatever you call it nowadays.
I think actually I believe it's 30 minutes into each half, so it'll be 30 and then the 75th minute. Okay. And 666 says, do you guys agree with Ibrahimovic when he says until MLS has the playoff system, it ain't gonna work? I'm assuming you mean until they get rid of the playoff system. 666 and Naz and I go back and forth.
Yeah,
I don't feel like they need to get rid of the playoff system. Again, we've talked about this time and time again. I feel like they need to put more emphasis on who wins the season, because again, technically you have a playoff games in other leagues in the cup, right? You have the FA Cup, that's technically a playoff game. However, it's every single team starts from somewhere and works their way up. So technically the MLS's version of that could be seen, at least having the playoff is essentially another trophy. I just wish they put more emphasis on who played the best during the season, and then the playoff came second, right?
Yeah, but
that's my thing.
But the thing is, worldwide, internationally speaking, outside of the American scope, nobody's really going to be interested on it because it's just weird.
And you know what?
As a culture,
no, correct. But that's the thing.
I think that's what he's asking.
But that's the thing. Is like most of the
everybody else in the world.
If we misinterpreted your question, by all means, rephrase it and we'll work on that.
But no, I think that's what it is.
It's either that, or maybe he was referring to a playoff as in who's coming up and who's going down.
No, because I think I know what he's talking about. They were interviewing Ibrahimovic and they were asking him because he was here. No, he's never been around here.
Yeah, he was here. He played for the Galaxy.
Relegation.
So Pro Rel.
Exactly.
I do, and actually the commissioner of MLS, Don Garber, did just come out and kind of with a wink and a nod said, "Hey, never say never." And honestly, we'll get back to that as well, 666. But I think when MLS first came out, there were probably half a dozen failed American professional leagues before that because of frivolous spending.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, as kind of a precursor to the World Cup, because the MLS was founded in 1993, because and FIFA gave the U.S. the World Cup under the guise of, yes, you have to have
a league,
a first division professional league. So the lack of promotion relegation, the pretty strict salary cap was a way to protect ownership from themselves and keep the league solvent for until, even MLS fans in their wildest dreams from the mid 90s could not have imagined, Beckham would have been here, Messi would be, these kinds of players, the kind of money that's coming into the game. So I do think now maybe the time it could be right to slowly introduce promotion relegation. But yeah, I think
the biggest issue with the promotion relegation right now, and you've said it, and again, we've talked about this many times, the amount of money that second league is going to get is not going to be comparable
Well, they
to
would
that
have
first
to
league.
Figure out the way the parachute
the amount of like ad revenue and promotional material and the money that they make just for being in the main system is pretty rough. I would like to see,
but
if you don't get rid of
motivate owners and teams to get their shit together and not get relegated. I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
Well, it's the same thing with the cap, right? Like you're seeing in a baseball right now, you're seeing owners that are making millions and billions of dollars, but they're not spending it out on the team. And the players are like, well, look at the teams that are spending the millions and billions. They're making the playoffs each year. They're winning times in a row, and we're not. But you're making just as much as them. And that's what we're seeing right now in baseball.
To get back to the playoff thing, the thought just occurred to me. This is something that you've talked about several times, and I think playoffs help this, is your biggest gripe with La Liga. It's two teams.
It's two teams.
And nobody else cares. But you know what? Miami this year, who won MLS Cup on Saturday, which we'll talk about later, was the third best team in the East, and I think maybe the fourth or fifth best team overall.
Correct. And again, we've seen it where dark horses
this year. I mean, if not
Gotham FC won in the eighth seed.
They were the eighth best team in the league. So. I do think that gives more teams more to play for down the stretch.
Yeah, and it goes to show you that you still have to play the game out. It's not on paper, right? You can't just be like, this team's in the lead now, give them the trophy because they're not gonna relish the lead.
Yeah, you still gotta get through the thing.
You still have to go through the play.
666 says one thing I'd take from U.S. sports is the NBA wage cap and draft system. I'll give you that.
That's what the baseball's hitting on now is the wage cap, so that they can, instead of being able to just buy whatever players you want, they have to hit that certain spot. So it technically brings all teams down to the same. But again, that doesn't punish the owners that aren't paid to bring them to that much. Exactly. That's the other issue.
Right. Actually, 666, what I love, I think my favorite, quote unquote playoff is the way Germany does the Bundesliga to
one
five
plays.
Bundesliga or five Bundesliga.
Yeah, it's like 20 plays one, right?
So the bottom two teams in the Bundesliga are automatically relegated. The top two teams in the Zweite Bundesliga, the second division, are automatically promoted. And then the third place team in the second division plays they only have 18 teams. So I think it's maybe the 16th place team in the Bundesliga for a playoff to see who stays or who comes up, which I think is awesome.
In football terms, it's referred to as the toilet bowl.
And you know what? And to be honest with you, if we do relegation in America, the way you solvent and you actually give money to the lower divisions is by trading, by the draft, by all these situations,
so
contracting.
MLS is getting essentially getting rid of the draft. Maybe not in practice. There still is a draft, but there's so many. You have MLS Next. All these clubs now have youth programs, and so the draft is slowly kind of maybe not going away, but no longer the primary source of bringing in young players.
I mean, the funniest thing is, like, yes, the U.S. has the draft, but the only place other than maybe basketball that is successful with the draft is football. However, football also has 7 rounds of the draft. Basketball only has 2 rounds.
Yeah.
Hockey only has 2 rounds. Soccer, I think, only has 2 rounds.
Soccer has 2 rounds now. Yeah.
So that's the other thing, is you don't see all these other young players. I mean, obviously, football having 52 players on a team, that makes sense to be able to pick up to 7 players. How many
at any given point.
At any given point. But that's the other thing, is that you're only seeing a chunk of the youth system in the draft. You're only seeing the top. How many ever teams
1%,
players? 1%.
Yeah.
You're not seeing the other farm systems and all that kind of stuff.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
Absolutely. So on that note, from
the rip, that is the actual bar for any team that needs to be done. But we're going to commercial. Give us about 1 minute, my brother.
Completely off the rails.
We're going to go to commercial, and we'll be back.
1 minute break. We'll be right back, and we'll chat with you, and we'll get right to our show.
All right.
All right, welcome back to A Soccer Fan Walks Into a Bar. As we usually do, we are completely off topic and off the rails right
But
from the
it's all
get-go.
right, man.
That's okay.
But that's what
We
I
love to
love
talk-
about this show. It's just anything and everything soccer or football or
Soccer fan walks into a
adjacent.
stream now.
Yeah, there you
Exactly.
go.
Exactly.
All right, so let's so there's a lot of basketball analogies to and honestly it's becoming more global because of you have guys like Kevin Durant, who, speaking of, I mean, he hasn't been in Oklahoma City for probably a decade and a half now, but he's a part owner of, I think, Philadelphia Union.
Yep.
You have guys like Tom Brady, who own part of Birmingham. You have LeBron James, a part owner at Liverpool.
Michael B. Jordan at
Michael B.
Bournemouth.
Jordan with Bournemouth. You have, and then you have the multi-club stuff like with Kroenke,
Wrexham.
with
And it's
with-
not only that; it's Mexico, Colombia.
Yeah,
Like there are so
exactly.
many American, or not even that.
J.J. Watt
that,
with,
that
Burnley.
that crossing between sports, like the
Yeah.
athletes, the star athletes from other sports,
Yeah.
are coming into soccer and starting investing in
Exactly, yeah.
those situations.
666 says Ryan Reynolds with Wrexham
Ryan
Reynolds, yep.
and also Necaxa in
Necaxa
Mexico
y La Equidad.
and La Equidad in
Yeah,
in
Ryan
Colombia.
Reynolds is gonna be a regular magnate of soccer in a few years, man. It's gonna be crazy.
All right.
I'm just glad that Wrexham has slowed down a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh my God, they were.
Yeah, I told you.
Bye.
If they win the championship, I would have been like, something's going on.
Scripted
All right, let's
sports, baby.
let's hit the midweek matches.
Love me some Wrexham. Me
yeah.
too, my brother.
So Fulham hosting Man City midweek. That was Tuesday. We were gonna have it up here. We all got snowed in.
Yep.
Fulham 4, Man City 5. What the hell was going on with this game?
I think City just felt like they had it in a bag, and at that point they took the gas off.
Literally,
Yeah.
That was it.
literally between both teams, one save
Yeah.
in the match.
Crypto. It was close, my brother. Yes, it was.
Man City scored on 5 goals on 5 shots on target. Fulham scored 4 goals on 5 shots on target.
Yeah.
They could have put cones in the goal, and the
And
score
it
would
was
have
still
stayed the
going
same.
in, man. Oh, the mentality.
Yeah.
I mean, but the last 2 games you've seen Phil Foden come into
Yeah.
He's essentially become
And again, it was a 10-man Sunderland side, and which we'll talk about later. But they're now scoring goals in bunches, and not solely relying on Haaland, which was
Correct.
a big fear for everyone. So
yeah.
we'll
Again,
see
the
where-
fear of what happens if Holland goes down, is slowly going away.
Yep. Fairly.
Phil Foden, yes. All right, elsewhere, again, these are all the midweek matches. Brighton, another match with tons of goals.
Yep.
Brighton 3, Aston Villa 4, and watch out, and we'll talk about this with the weekend matches, but Villa
It's coming.
seemingly quietly, in the second city over there in Birmingham, has gotten hot of late, and they are back in European spots. And then the big one that we'll hit on, and then they needed a late own goal.
There you go. This is for you, 666.
Liverpool
Sunderland.
won. Sunderland won. 666. As a northwestern resident of the UK, there. What are you, like 10, 15 miles away from Liverpool? I think the cities are fairly
yeah.
close. I think. We obviously get our news feeds a little bit differently here regarding Liverpool, but what is the Manchester take on what's going on with Liverpool this year? Because it's a dumpster fire,
Yeah.
and now we're starting to see some ugly news come out as well. So
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So now 2 straight matches. Mo Salah has not started. I wanted to wait to talk about this, but we can bring it up right now.
Yeah.
So Mo Salah, prior to the Leeds match this weekend, had an explosive interview
Slot
on
out.
Arnie Slot out. Listen, I said that a couple weeks ago. Like
Yeah.
I'm not saying it should happen, but is it time for it to happen?
Consider it, yeah.
I mean, the only other thing that you could really think of is, right, it's taken a couple managers a couple years to get into their rhythms. He's only had 2, and technically he was playing with half another system last season.
Well,
But how long is it going to take to
me,
meld into
does
his
that
system?
mean he's been found out that he's not the guy, and he just won because it was Klopp's
Or,
guy?
or are they finally in that middle period where you're finally getting the guys that are in the one system out and the other system coming in.
And,
Yes, exactly.
and
That's
to-
kind of like
that's the only other
as
issue.
usual, to talk out of both sides of my mouth, let's not forget that Jurgen Klopp, I think it was the year after they won Champions League, they were out of Europe. They finished 8th or 9th place.
Get out of here.
I got it. Oh,
Hammer, the man.
the hammer has been
Where's your
replaced by a Christmas tree. So
Oh no! Where is my hammer? No.
The band tree.
The band tree. Let's drop that tree on the table.
maybe
then
we'll
pull
use
it.
that as a star. So
No,
yeah.
but you know what it is? Is the thing with Liverpool, and like you said, he inherited a great team, a successful team, a team that was prime and ready to win, and they won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now you come in full success. Half of the pundits are going to give you credit. The other half are going to be like, "Well, you were playing with house money." You know what I mean?
Triple Six says how sad is it for us that we celebrate the fall of Liverpool, that our own success is because it's all we got.
I mean,
What does that sound like? The thing that I kind of had a crash out on last weekend?
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and
You
if-
missed it last weekend, but
If
Aaron
Nas
had a
isn't
thing
talking
with
about
that in
Arsenal,
Arsenal.
he's talking about Tottenham. So
No, but it's not about talking about the failure of it. It's just the transitional points that they're finding themselves at.
yeah. And,
Like-
and
like-
I agree with
like-
Crypto here. He said, Virgil van Dijk has
Yeah.
fallen up. Really, for me, he had a little bit of a resurgence the last year and a half prior to this season starting, but he has not been the same since that collision with Jordan Pickford in the Merseyside Derby where he tore his ACL. And in my eyes, that was kind of the end of his career.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he was.
Well, you're at a certain age.
Heading, and this is not a height joke because he's massive also, but he was head and shoulders the best defender in the world, and it's just not there anymore.
No.
Well, I don't know if it's complacency. I don't know if it's age,
Oh,
the injury.
666. Ouch.
Yeah.
Still love, though. Still love.
I mean, technically, Arsenal won 2 European Cups before European Cups are a thing.
There
so.
you go.
Really doesn't matter.
We'll go way back. All right. So speaking of which, we have, let's see, where am I? That'll do it for our midweek stuff. Let's hop over to the weekend now. Man City had a comfortable 3-0 win at home against Sunderland, rather. Another goal from Foden after 2 goals from defenders, Ruben Diaz and Joško Gvardiol. And again, Sunderland, I don't know what to make of them. I think they are coming back to reality. Either way, this is a good, comfortable win for Man City at home. Which is what they kind of need and need to be accustomed to once again if they want to continue putting pressure on Arsenal and get in the mix with Villa and Palace
Trying
and
to at
Chelsea
least,
here. So I think it's a good look for them. They now have 8 goals in their last 2 matches, only one of which was an Erling Haaland goal. Yeah. Obviously, they have a huge match midweek. With Real Madrid, which we'll talk about, later in the show with what's on tap, which parenthetically might be the end of Xabi Alonso's tenure at Madrid. So.
Yeah, I mean, I watched that game alongside Crypto, and like Sunderland had some good chances.
Right.
Like there was a couple times off the post. There was Shaka had a straight laser into the
That was crazy.
And City did get lucky a few times, but they played really well to the point where keeping Sunderland on a clean sheet was really good.
Right.
No. It was impressive, and it's a way back up to semi-form. for
Right,
City.
and it is important to note because on the stats it'll show Sunderland 1 shot on target. So for the Americans here that are used to hockey or other traditional American sports, a shot off the post does not count as on target.
No.
Basically the need for, to qualify for a shot on target is if there's no goalie there. Is it going in? And that's so a shot off the post. Obviously, it doesn't go in. It's not a shot on target. So, just wanted to throw that out there for any of our audience that might not be aware of how that works in European soccer compared to traditional American sports. So
no, absolutely.
City run rampant 3-0, and speaking of threes, Leeds United hosting Liverpool, and a 3-3 draw after being up 2-1, they concede 2 goals from Ekitike. So again, if we're trying to, for Liverpool's sake, take something out of this match, Ekitike has been playing very well again. Isak has been slowly growing into the game. A goal from Szoboszlai again. So, but 2-0 up over Leeds.
I left here. I left the tap room when it was 2-0.
Yeah.
I think it was like 60th minute. I walked out and I was like, okay, cool, another Liverpool thing.
We're done. Yeah.
And no joke, like 30 minutes later, I get a message from Perry. Did you see the Liverpool game? I'm like,
It was
no.
2 goals
crazy.
in 3
I was like, did they win again? And he's like,
Yeah.
no. I'm like, what do you mean they didn't win again?
Leeds just went off.
Yeah,
They
2 goals
just
in 3
were
minutes
not taking
from
it down line.
DCL and Anton Stach. Szoboszlai brought Liverpool back up 3-2. And then in what used to be Liverpool fashion early in the season, a 6th minute of stoppage time goal. And Leeds gets the draw.
Huh?
Tanaka.
My boys,
Out
man.
Tanaka.
I'm telling you.
And maybe more importantly, that puts Leeds now in 16th place, starting to hopefully, for their sake,
Crawl their way out of that.
crawl their way out of relegation. They are level with Forest on points. They have a slightly better goal differential, but really, it's. I think at this point, despite Fulham only being 2 points ahead of them, I think Fulham gets things right and will separate themselves. So for me, it is 3 relegation spots for 5 teams, and that is Leeds, Forest, West Ham, Burnley, and Wolves. I think, honestly, I think we can put Wolves in the championship now.
Yeah. Now, you know what, Crypto? The thing with Leeds and Fulham is that they play well. They're exciting. They're two exciting things
players
to
that
watch
you can
play.
see, like, oh, hey, if they can get this right, and they'll be fine.
Yeah. It's just the thing is, you cannot get the results.
Yeah.
And we talked about this all the time. A lot of the times, as a fan, you have to see the game with 2 lenses. One of them is how my team is playing, how do they look, and what the results are, And
We're at that part of where finally, it only took 14 weeks to finally get us, or 15 weeks in this matter, to finally get to a point where we're seeing a full separation.
yes,
Right.
exactly.
Like
exactly.
we don't have 8 teams clumped in the middle anymore.
No,
And,
no.
and
Yeah.
666 says hardcore United fans will know that United's biggest rival is probably Leeds, not Liverpool, but arguable for some.
exactly.
I would say
Exactly.
I don't disagree with you. 666. I would say that's more of probably an age thing of like when you became a United fan and how old you are.
Well, I mean, Leeds has a few like.
Oh no, Leeds
Like,
was,
they were a big
Leeds
club
was
for a while,
European power.
Yeah.
That also kind of transitioned with when Liverpool was awful for about 15. And I say awful. They were still in the first division and then the Premier League, but they were on tough times.
Yeah.
So and then that kind of flipped, and Leeds obviously had their financial issues. They went.
That was a problem, yeah.
666, correct me if I'm wrong. Did they actually go into administration, or did they just kind of cut their budget down and kind of fell apart? But, they were in the lower levels of football and then came back up, obviously with a few Americans under Marcelo Bielsa and then Jesse Marsch. They were in and out of the Premier League, then they're back again. I do think they stay. For my money, I think West Ham eventually under Espirito Santo get it right, and I think it's Wolves, Burnley, and Forest. That will wind up going down this year.
Most likely. That's kind of like the way the season has been panning out again. But now, like Aaron has been saying, everything is kind of like lined up now. The middle is the middle, the top is the top. And the way we're looking at the table right now, it seems pretty solid. Like, I know, a lot of complaints about Arsenal not getting results, but Arsenal is doing what they're doing. And again,
that's a great segue. Let's talk about that. Arsenal traveled to Birmingham to play. I think they were 4th place at the time, or maybe
they were third.
They were third.
They were
third
third
place,
at the time.
Aston Villa, and Villa gets a 2-1 victory. A 95th minute goal from Buendia to cancel out Trossard's equalizer.
Yep.
Overall, obviously we have an Arsenal fan here on the show. I think overall it was a great match to watch. It was high octane. It had energy, and up until literally until the last second, there was good football to be watching.
Yeah.
I think obviously, regardless of the team. I mean, I was talking to you about the Bournemouth fan base yesterday too.
Yeah.
I agree to some extent that if Arsenal want to win the league, this is a match they need to win. But and 666 just hit it. Yeah,
exactly. Triple.
They're missing 8
they're missing.
They're missing 8 players. They went into the game 8 players down. They're playing a team who's currently on the rise.
Yep. No,
they're
exactly,
insane at home. Their last loss at home was against Arsenal 30 games prior.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. The last 5 games was 2 draws, 2 wins. It was 1 draw, 2 losses, 2 wins between the both of them. It's a hard team away.
Yep.
So I would have gladly taken the draw. Obviously, there was a lot of talk about the game. Obviously, why did the guy wait until the 90? Why wasn't the thing blown in the 94th minute to give them the ability to score in the 95th minute? Whatever it is, whatever the hell
that is irrelevant.
It doesn't matter. They gave up a goal. There's 6 players down in the box. They weren't able to clear the ball. It's a 2-1 loss.
Yep.
They've lost 2 games in 15 matches.
Yep.
Everyone's all of a sudden like, oh, the flames are going, the boat's sinking.
You
got 17 more games, 22 more games to go in the season.
You have plenty of time.
So and again, Arsenal have already played some of their toughest away games.
Right.
Yes.
They still have all the games that they played away now at home. They play Wolves next. They play Club Brugge next. Good chances to try and trampoline back into it.
Yeah.
And I could talk until my face is blue, but it's just one of those things where I can say what I want to say, but the pundits and the assholes online are just going to keep going and rolling.
100%.
You can't shut them up. So
No. I agree. And 666 to me makes the even better point. Eight players out, I get it.
Yeah.
I don't care about 8. I care about Saliba and Gabriel.
Yeah.
What was this? The
Your
first
anchors.
time in 140 matches that neither of them have played.
Yeah.
So to be losing that, and then
and Mosquera goes out too. We're down to 4 defenders from 8 that we started the season.
Yeah. And you're trying to work Odegaard and Jokeris back into
it. You got
it's been.
I don't know why they brought in Trossard. He scores the goal. They take him off from Martinelli.
Did we ever get any clarification? Did he?
Yes. What happened? We never knew.
I don't know.
No, but coming back to that Arsenal situation and then what the pundit said, and I mean, again, we are not pundits.
Yeah.
We are soccer fans that are shooting the breeze about soccer and what we think and we know. But Arsenal got the hardest beginning of the calendar pretty much than any team in Europe right
Reveals
now.
why he was substituted.
So because of that, like you said, you got through that phase. Now you got easy games and home games coming to you for the next month or 2.
It says it there. He's only been cleared to play a certain amount of time before feeling his previous issue again.
Oh, okay. So that's
managing his return from a calf.
Hey, listen.
He
is too important, and again, especially
that's Google
because
AI. I gotta see if that. Oh, here. Because if that's me, I think that's honestly, that's poor management from Arteta.
Well, one way or another, but still, you try, you thought, you needed the result, and that's where he plays out of. You give him a shot, and you take him out.
If
Why?
he can only play X number of minutes, then you wait till the 60th minute and you put him on to finish the match.
Yeah. I don't know.
I actually believe that he was. Trossard told him he was okay.
Again, we can talk till we're blue in the face. We can talk to the blue in the face. 4 defenders should have cleared that ball.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Oh no, I agree.
Had they cleared the ball, we're sitting at 34 points, a game and a draw against outside of City. Instead, we take the loss. City gains the points back, and we're sitting 2 points ahead. Yes. We're still on top. We play Wolves next.
666. Don't worry, we're all good here. We all get animated on our own topics, and after this we shake hands, we have a beer. Sometimes we have a beer during the show, but it's all good here. So
you haven't heard me ranting about it. The craziest nonsense.
Yes. that will close out our week abroad. We'll be right back from another 1-minute break and 666 for those of you and elsewhere that don't know. We'll do 100 miles to home. It's our coverage of local professional and semi-professional soccer right here in the U.S. or specifically even New York. So we'll be right back, guys. All right, welcome back to A Soccer Fan Walks Into a Bar. 666, thank you so much for the Prime sub. We appreciate you.
Thanks for the Bezo bucks.
Thank you. Thank you for the Bezo bucks, and thank you. We try as best we can. It's not always easy for us Americans, although I think all three of us pretty much are. I'm definitely a morning person.
Yeah.
So nothing makes me happier than being up at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, cup of
Watching all
coffee,
this.
watching Premier League action or Bundesliga or Serie A.
Or Formula One.
Yeah. Mike.
Oh, by the way, yes, congrats, man! Another British Formula One champion, Lando. Let's go, Lando.
He's British. It shows
He
you
is
what I know.
British, my friend.
I don't know. Okay, I'll trust you.
It said Lando.
Yeah, Lando Norris, Formula One champion.
Wow.
But yes, we are fans of many other different sports, and I am the weirdo that likes Formula One here.
Oh, Mike, 666, we have a Brighton supporters group here as well. And
Thank you,
the
sir.
head of that is a big F1 fan, actually.
Oh,
he
yeah?
he was watching the tail end of the race,
yeah,
during the Brighton match
In the
up
morning,
here.
I got up
so,
at like 4. That was a hell of a race.
so, all right, 100 miles to home.
Yep, let's go back.
Obviously, right now, none of the local teams are still in it. So Saturday, we had MLS Cup final.
Yes.
Barcelona West, a.k.a. Inter Miami, hosting Vancouver Whitecaps. So basically, the two teams as far away as possible from one another,
Yeah, that was crazy.
playing against one another.
They were talking about it, and it is the second longest trip for a final between two teams ever. Pretty
Ever,
much
like
ever.
regardless of the U.S., like just
regardless of the
globally.
country or between. The
they
other
say
one was
what-
like an Asian country that it's now in the European like conferences.
Got it.
And he had to travel all the way to Lisboa. So it was from Asia, that team. I can't
Maybe a
remember.
Russian team.
Probably a Russian team that played in like Europa
No, it's
League or
Asia.
something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's from Kazakhstan. It's a Kazakh
Mm.
team, and they are
Is that- who's
because
that?
because Kazakhstan
Is
like
that
the area.
Astana?
I can't remember the name. I think it is Astana, but yeah, they literally traveled. They crossed the entire
Yeah.
continental Europe.
All right. So anyway, Inter Miami at home in Fort Lauderdale, 3-1 victors over the Vancouver Whitecaps. No,
It's not a failure anymore.
no,
Can't say it. Can't say it anymore.
the Messi experiment is a widely acclaimed success now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks to my critique of them. An own goal led things off, and then goals from Rodrigo de Paul before. Actually, no, Ahmed for Vancouver made it 1-1. Then Rodrigo de Paul put them up 2-1. And then in the last minutes of stoppage time, Tadeo Allende.
Al dente.
Al dente.
Al dente.
He made sure they were al dente on the way out.
Allende puts the icing on the cake there. And again, only 5 shots total on target, 4 of which were goals.
Yep.
Vancouver dominant with possession. It was a cool thing to see, and from a MLS and big picture standpoint, I'm hopeful that this kind of puts Vancouver out there a little bit more and gives them, that stepping stone to really push forward. Because realistically, Vancouver has been, I don't want to say a poorly run squad since their inception, but
they haven't been too relevant.
They've never been relevant. That's exactly
they
what I was
haven't
going to
been
say.
too relevant.
So for them to do that, obviously a young, promising American there, Sebastian Berhalter, and then the kind of the opposite of what Miami does with their DPs, where Miami build everything around their DPs. Vancouver built their base squad, and then they bring in Thomas Mueller, a what I like to call one of the glue guys.
That's what I was going to say. I don't like to say it because I don't really like Mueller too much.
Oh,
but
I love Thomas Mueller.
He proved himself to be the cornerstone for that team.
Yeah.
Like you said, they put a team together that was efficient, that was willing to play with each other and everything. And he just came in and established leadership. And
let's not forget,
just
he came
gave
there
them
in
a
the
direction.
summer, midway through the year.
Exactly.
It's not as though he had, time to
Yeah,
ramp up
and
and
I mean-
do all this.
And you were talking about it when Son just came in, and I was saying all this, I was gushing about Son coming in, the
course,
second coming of Son. But he did the same over in Canada.
Yeah.
Like that was the equivalent. Him coming into Vancouver, Son coming into LA, those two teams just drastically changed.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
For MLS, and some of this is just dumb luck. I totally understand that. But for MLS in the same summer transfer window to have brought in two, first of all, top quality players, even if you don't like Mueller, you have to acknowledge he was a top quality player for decades. But, you know, a big problem with MLS, you know, and some of the critique of MLS is you bring in these guys that are just there for the paycheck. They don't care.
Retirement.
They're totally checked out.
Yeah, there you go.
And Son and Mueller and obviously all these guys in Miami, you know,
They said, no,
have
we're going to do this.
cast that aside and are here to compete. Is the level at Serie A or Bundesliga or the Premier League or La Liga? No, not even close. I as big of an MLS fan as I am, you have to acknowledge that we're not there.
Sure.
Not yet. Will we ever get there? I don't think so. But that doesn't mean it's not watchable. But just
What happened to Freddie Adu is a bit of
boy. Freddie Adu, he played in Greece for a little bit in Thessaloniki. Freddie Adu,
He got overhyped.
he got overhyped and had absolutely zero guardrails.
Yeah, nothing. They expected him to be
He
a
played
second coming of
he was
Jesus
in
and just
Portugal,
threw
he
him
was
out
in
there.
France. Is this in Turkey? Yep, played in Turkey, came back to Philadelphia. He was down in Brazil. There actually is, I have not seen it, but there is an incredible, I think it might be an ESPN 30 for 30, but they did a documentary on Freddie Adu. And it was, you know, there are those players at every club. I shouldn't say every club. Every nation has those kinds of players. It's just Adu for the U.S. was the first big one. The name is escaping me. Ravel Morrison, 666. That you know, maybe not apples to apples, but Ravel Morrison came through Man United and was regarded, even by the senior players at the time, one of the best players they'd ever seen. The things he could do on the see, what a shout! He came to the MLS also. I think he came to.
Yeah.
Didn't he come to DC? Let me check this real quick. Yeah, he was at DC for looks like half a season. But he had, you know, I don't know if they say this in the UK also. He had the world by the short hairs.
Yeah.
And just it didn't work out. You know, and I don't know enough about the situation to know whether it was ability fall off. Adnan Januzaj, yep. Even you could say Odegaard. Odegaard for a long time was one of those guys. And the thing with, you know,
I think
the thing with a Man United fan or an Arsenal fan is, okay, that one didn't work.
I think
you have 17 other top quality players that can fill that gap.
I'm going to give my honest opinion on this. I think soccer fans as a whole are very quick to try and find the next star player.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
And they do it way too much.
Yep.
And they do it way too often. And it puts a lot of pressure on these players' shoulders, whether they're coming up through the under 15s or the under 19s or whatever it is. And when they finally get to that thing, there's so much pressure put on them that when they don't, you know, give what they're supposed to.
666 says he doesn't think it's the fans, it's the media. But it's
both because there's a lot of time. Like, I'll give you an example, and I know you might, as a United fan, you might not agree with this. There's a guy that just went to United 2 years ago from the Arsenal's farm system. He had yet to even play from a Man United game. He was supposed to be like the next thing that United stole from Arsenal, and he didn't even appear for them. Right. And now he's leaving 2 years later.
Yeah,
I can't remember his name. I'd have to look it up.
I'll do you one further. As you know, 666 knows I'm an AC Milan fan. I grew up supporting Italy before I supported the U.S. You know, from a national team standpoint. And you know, 10 years ago or so, I thought, you know, Italy would be the best country in the world, scoring goals from Balotelli and Stefan El Shaarawy, and they both, literally at the same exact time, just fell off a cliff. They were lighting it up in Serie A, and
because he's like everything.
Playing for Milan at one point. Also,
Cheeto Obi was his name.
There you go,
Cheeto Obi Martin. So he left Arsenal to go to Man United,
and never got
a chance for Man United because he was supposed to be like this big star player at Arsenal's youth academy. and that was like the biggest news is like Manchester United swooped out from underneath Arsenal, pulled out this next big guy, and he didn't even get a chance to go to Man United, and now he's leaving.
Yeah, it's like everything. I mean, yes, the quality of play as a human being is super demanding. You know, you are a person, and somebody's expecting so much of you and trying to, hype you up and boost you up and put you in a pedestal.
Like we had
only a few of people can handle that type of pressure. That's why the 1% players play in pretty much any given sport at a high level.
It's not that they were selling him. He wanted to leave. He was at his contract point. He was facing off against Ethan Nirwaneri. He was facing off against Lewis Skelly. He was facing off against other players from the youth. And as good as he was, he wanted starting time, and he was behind these players. So he left. Exactly, he went to United, where he was promised starting time, and then here we are 3 years later, he got no starting time, and 3 years go by, and he can't use his star play. Like, he went from playing a star player to no longer being a star player over 3 years, and that bet that he took on himself to go to United didn't work out, and now he's leaving.
And that's what we're talking about as players.
I also think a big factor in this, as we say, it's not necessarily the fans, it's the media. And this goes beyond sport. Also, I talk. Obviously we don't do this here, but like I talk politically with other people. It's, we're now in a 24-hour news cycle. We have,
no,
people,
he was, because you got to remember,
like us talking, so there's always someone talking about this and that, and there's always that factor. Social media obviously is big in, with that. Look at everything that happened with Garnacho.
Okay.
From, and 666 might know better than I, but Garnacho for the most part was social media posts of why he was kind of frozen out of the United squad, and I think he still has plenty to offer to now Chelsea, but for any club that'll have him. It's just it happens a lot. We're more aware of it now because you see Arsenal TV and Man U TV, and you're watching the youth teams play if you're that dedicated to the club. You would never know about that.
But again, that's why I'm saying it's also the fans, because aren't those fan-run media outlets? They started as fan, like that was the thing.
Like Real Madrid TV is run by the club. A lot of them are club run now, so it is a bit of a gray area. But your point still remains the same. Samir Nasri, Adebayor.
I mean that's with any team. Like you had. Again, yes, Arsenal did have several players that came up, but again, you also had Van Persie who left to United. Yep. You had Sanchez who also left to United.
Well,
when
Arteta left, you had Zinchenko and Gabi Jesus
went from City to Arsenal. So you have it all the time.
I think the reason why, because I do remember being around that and me paying attention to those transactions, those things, money. I mean, at that point, Man City was just coming up with all this money that they had, and they just bought all those. I'm talking about the players that, I
mean, that was the same thing with Van Persie left also because, again, money. He got offered more money.
And let's not forget the egos on these guys. They're always betting on themselves. They don't think. They know, I'm gonna score 40 goals at City.
Again, you sit there and you talk about like players that bet on themselves, and they're like they go for the better option and stuff like that. But I also love when like a player does that, and then they come back and they're like, I actually regret making that move.
Yeah.
Because again, you played so well for that team, and then you made the move because you thought it was like the best thing that's for you. Play a better team, play for more money, and then all of a sudden you're like, wow, this sucks. Like, what did I do?
666, I do remember an interview with that and that's part of why he was so vilified, I think. By Arsenal fans.
No, you're totally right.
They wouldn't be happy about the money.
Money
you can understand. Like,
correct.
The mindset of the Arsenal fan, like, no, you can win here, and he left to go to United to win a title.
Correct.
Ashley Cole to Chelsea. I mean, there's a litany of those guys.
But why are we bashing Arsenal right now? Like, what's going on? Like, no. I gotta be honest. I gotta be honest with you, because again, I had a crash out last, and I told you that that for some reason everybody loves to vilify Arsenal. No, and I gotta tell you, I'm honestly tired of it.
Yeah.
So like, if we're gonna keep bashing Arsenal, I gotta be honest with you, I'm not gonna have any of it.
Right.
So if we want to continue this going on,
we're gonna move over to the other big thing happening somewhat locally, World Cup draw. What a draw for the U.S.
Yes.
Paraguay, Australia, and a UEFA winner. In my eyes, I think it's Turkey, but it's Turkey, Romania, Slovakia, or Kosovo that we play. We've already beaten Paraguay and Australia recently. Not that that's indicative
but those were friendlies.
But
Yeah,
it's people, teams, countries that we're now familiar with. It's
the draw was
the hardest thing you've watched. Is it because it was an hour and a half before we actually had
it
any?
was
I did not like. I got to be honest. I did not like the draw. I want that. You have your luck. It is the luck of the draw. Who is drawn is what you get. That is where you get the true group of death.
And also
you get the easy groups.
As we grow more, as like with 48 countries now, like there's too many permutations that the general fan cannot.
Yeah, when they kept drawing and they're like, oh no, we have to push this to another one because I can't play here. Like no, just draw. I was like, oh, let me see United get Curacao, and then it got drawn, and they're like, well, we can't play Curacao because Curaçao's United. Like, oh, just luck of the draw.
According to Wayne Gretzky, it's Curacao.
And not only that,
it was painful.
Can we talk about how poor Rio Ferdinand was as a host? Holy cow!
Oh man,
that was bad.
No, it was in general, and not only that, just the whole production and everything.
Yeah.
You brought interviewers, you interviewed presidents, you interview actors, you interviewed so many people.
I mean, they wanted to make it a spectacle, but again, it was an hour too long.
You know what I would have liked?
There was way too many steps involved.
I would have liked
Crypto's saying, they wanted to make it a spectacle, but it was dry as toast, my brother.
They should have brought it. They should have brought out.
It was embarrassing, exactly. Don't remind me. I would have liked it to have been more akin to like the NCAA basketball bracket, where they have like. So the Belgian contingent is all in their headquarters together, some players, some coaching, and when their team gets picked, they cut to that camera and they're cheering, like that kind
been,
of stuff. Like the red carpet crap. I'm tired
of
it.
Well,
This didn't need to be a 3-hour show.
No.
It was ridiculous.
Again, my biggest issue with it wasn't necessarily how they ran it.
The lack of randomness.
The lack of the randomness. Yeah. I want to see you got chosen. That's where you go, and that brought out the more of the like yays, because as they started pushing things forward, there were no more cheers because nobody knew. Yeah, nobody knew who they were getting.
Yep.
USA was like, we got Curacao. Like everybody's freaking out, and then they're like, oh no,
I knew.
You didn't.
I'm a bit of a geography nerd, so I knew we could.
I was trying to be kind of cool and hype the situation up. Didn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess part of the red carpet stuff to 666's point, like I don't mind it, but like. It literally.
It's just we didn't do it well.
90 minutes.
We didn't do it well.
Before
we just didn't do it well.
Ball was opened up.
Correct.
We didn't need that.
Yep.
Maybe what you do is pick all the pot 1 teams and then do some other event or do a song or I don't know.
I would have liked to see what they do with the Euro, where they bring out the previous winners. They bring out members of the previous winners or from their countries, and then they do the drawings, and I'll be like, oh, that's cool. Okay, so Argentina, here comes Argentina. Here comes France.
I said I wasn't going to get political, but maybe a lot of previous winners couldn't get visas to come to the event.
And well, I mean that's why the president was there, giving the peace bunny prize.
Yes.
Sorry, I'm sorry. Let me not talk about that.
Enough of that.
Couldn't even see Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart was blending in with the background, dude. He was wearing all black. He was wearing all black, and he's next to Heidi Klum, and the dude's like this tall. So they're trying to picture both of them, and they can't because he's so short compared to her.
At least Heidi Klum is German, and I think the football fan.
You couldn't see the dude. They'd be like, let's pan the camera up because they always have to keep up with Heidi Klum.
It was not, and I don't know if it was like trying to more Americanize it, and that's why you're bringing Kevin Hart and get the non-football fan into the draw. I don't know.
Well, they wanted it like a Golden Globes, like an Emmys, right? They wanted the spectacle of the actors and the prestige.
I know he's kind of dry too, but give me like Vinnie Jones, give me Roy Keane, like the guys from the Overlap. Who is it? It's
something like that.
Neville. It's Roy Keane. It's Scalzi. Yeah, it was bad.
Nah.
No, 666. You are 100% correct on that.
In the business end.
They can't run it like a business.
It's definitely not appealing because of that, because it just doesn't present itself. American sports were designed with this intention.
Yeah.
Maybe not from the beginning.
Well, I mean,
but
how do
once
you
they
get most of
became
your money?
serious.
You get most of your money through sponsors.
Yep.
And how do you get offer?
Yeah.
What do you offer sponsors? You offer them commercial spots.
Yep.
Yep.
You know
At least
that's
it-
why
yeah.
that's why the Super Bowl has millions of dollars for a 15-second ad.
I will
Yeah.
say on
Did you know
that
it was
standpoint,
like
my
50
biggest
million per minute?
Yeah, my biggest
minute.
selling point to Paul, who runs the brewery, like when I was getting him into soccer, I said to him, hey, go to a game. If you hate it,
Oh, yeah.
if you hate it, you'll be out of there in 2 hours at
Yeah.
least. It's not like an American football game or an NBA game where it's just on and on and on with stoppages, with commercials, with
Yep.
seventh inning stretch, with all
Yep.
this. It's just.
Well,
It's
the
there,
closest
it's
thing
done.
that they have to it is hockey, essentially, right? Because you
Yeah.
have,
Yeah.
again, like, yes, they still have their timeouts, they still have their ad breaks, they still have
but hockey's more
two
fluid.
periods, of stuff, but it's more fluid. Yeah.
Yep.
I should have done a little bit more research. Let me see.
However-
who does England have?
I do also
know
have to
Colombia
say,
got a
yeah.
good draw.
Colombia got a good draw.
Yeah, I do
England has
also
got
have
a
to say
tough
that
group.
other sports, even though they have these breaks and stuff, during the time that they're actually playing, they're going really hard. And there's sometimes
yeah.
those breaks are almost needed. Like you've seen,
Yeah,
like in
yeah.
football, where the players on the sideline breathing.
I think
breathing the
Mexico,
oxygen. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe not a good draw, but I think Mexico has a draw that they can easily get out of. I think they can be one of the better second place teams. Or maybe they can give South Korea a run for their money there. Looking at Group B with Canada, I think that's probably between Canada and Switzerland. Obviously, we won't know the playoff team there. I feel a little
Brazil's
bit.
got it
I feel
easy,
bad
man.
for Haiti because Brazil and Morocco, in my eyes, are two of the best countries in the world right
You
now.
don't think Switzerland right now?
Switzerland's in Group B.
Yeah,
Oh,
he's
wait,
in B.
did I miss
yeah.
it?
No,
Yeah.
so B is
Oh, yeah,
separated
yeah,
between
yeah,
the
yeah.
days.
These
My bad.
diagonals.
Yeah.
Yeah, all good. Group D obviously is the U.S. with Paraguay and Australia.
Yep.
Group E, I mean Ecuador, I think gets out of that group.
Yeah.
Germany, Ecuador, Ivory Coast, Curacao.
Yeah, that's the thing. You are absolutely right, 666.
Fans are unreal. Yeah.
Fans in America are good.
Yeah.
They spend the money, they support the teams, but that's why they are so good when it comes to those sports and not good with soccer, because soccer wasn't a thing that was created here.
England,
Well,
England has
you know,
that's a tough draw for England.
Yeah.
It was Americans wanted to be different. They didn't want to, subscribe to the worldwide situation. And the thing was with us is that America has such an influx of foreign people that's where soccer comes into the picture. But we adapted to America.
Yeah.
We didn't try to stay within ourselves and say we're going to continue soccer as a thing. No, we just said we're in America. We're going to kind of adjust to what it is. Now the younger generation, second, third generation kids born, or my kid and everybody else, they're the ones that are actually taking soccer seriously.
Correct, yeah.
So it's going to take a couple of generations for them to take that type of ownership.
Yep.
But the fans will be the same at the end of the day.
I agree.
But again, also at the end of the day, you still have the NFL, the MLB, the NBA
But
that
there's
are going
plenty
to
of
take a
people-
lot more precedence in the USA.
No.
Over the MLS.
It's an equality thing. No game can ever take full precedence in America because there is so many people and so many different things that well.
Yeah. All right. That's no. I love that
we'll
we're
be
doing
back
this,
on
but
that
we,
one.
we will be right back. Quick ad break, and then we'll finish up that topic, and then what's on tap. All our matches coming up this week.
Yeah.
Kind of growing, yeah.
All right, welcome back to A Soccer Fan Walks Into a Bar. And 666 in the break, we did some research. It looks like about 25% of NBA players are foreign-born, roughly.
Yep.
So, but I will say I've had this conversation with other people where, in talking about soccer, where the U.S. is falling behind, and now that the NBA has, or now that basketball has a 20 or 30-year run of a somewhat popular sport in Europe and Africa, we're starting to see that fruit there. You have Jokic, you have Giannis Antetokounmpo from Greece. I mean,
You have
Joel
Luka
Embiid
Doncic,
is
you have
not
Luka
American.
from
Luka,
Africa, yeah.
Luka Doncic.
Canada contributes so much.
Yeah. And you're seeing
Pau Gasol. You have Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker, like all these obviously there's American stars as well, but
Yes. And you see it in the world football or basketball championships where you're seeing the U.S. is no longer winning 90-45, 90
getting a little
they're,
tighter,
they're
yeah.
like, and other teams are winning. Spain's playing really well. Greece really well. Wembanyama, yep.
But so the game is definitely more global.
But coming back to that, and I think that's what he was talking about, is the globality of America.
Yep.
So soccer will find its niche. It's never going to be the dominant sport like
It's
it
not
is in
gonna be
any
right now.
country ever.
It's not going to be right
You
now.
know, it's not. But it will find a
eventually.
niche. In 30 years, we're going to take a quarter of the people. You know, all these, again, all these second, third generation sons and daughters of us, the people that came from another country directly, they develop that love for the soccer because they watch us play soccer on Sundays amongst ourselves, and it's their choice. We chose to adapt to America. We chose to embrace America, so we chose to start following these sports. They go back to our roots, and that's how we find that little
the dream
niche.
until the dream team with Jordan and the rest. Yeah.
So I 666 and you guys, I've never told you guys this. I have a good friend of mine who used to work for Adidas, and he had a lot of friends that were also in the same capacity at Nike, and he worked specifically with Adidas basketball, and he told me that Nike basketball was so big that like they didn't care about winning more market share because they already had a big chunk of it. Their marketing plan was, okay, let's introduce basketball to Africa. It wasn't
globalization. That's what their plan
I'm just going to
was.
make up a number, but say Adidas was 10% market share at that time. Yeah. They said, you know what? Here, Adidas, take your 10% market share of Africa too. We're happy, but
just
if we spread the game more,
it's more money for everybody.
More money and more marketing. For
I mean, think about the Jordan brand in itself.
Yeah.
Just the brand in itself.
Yeah.
Has
It's crazy,
elevated the basketball so much.
All right, let's hit on some more stuff that we have coming up. So what's on tap? For those of you new in our audience, we have a little kind of a brewery and beer theme here. So what's on tap is just kind of a quick look at some of the bigger matches that we'll have coming up this week, either upstairs in the tap room or sidecasted here on Twitch, or neither, and it's just a good game for you to catch. No, 666.
No, that's
you're
fine.
good, dude. We appreciate your participation.
Exactly.
It's Diego that we have to worry about.
That is absolutely true. You're taking my talking time, my guy, but I'm not mad about it. Do it up.
Tuesday, the 12:45 match is a little bit up in the air, at least for sidecasting on Twitch. My daughter was homesick today, so if I do have to stay home with her, we might scrap the Twitch show for it. But Bayern Munich hosting Sporting Lisbon.
Oof.
Munich obviously had a
Lucho,
little
though.
bit of a rough match there with Arsenal a few weeks back. They are looking to get back on stride there. They also, I believe, had a draw in Bundesliga. So they are currently third place in Champions League.
Yep.
Sporting Lisbon. No.
Go back up. Go back up. Right there.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Don't be putting baby in the corner.
You know what?
They're up top.
In my mind, I had Benfica and Jose Mourinho in my mind, who I think were dead last.
Hey, listen, you just said that
Sporting currently in 8th. It's going to be a good game.
Sporting's in 8th place.
And guess what?
Only 2 points set them apart. So this will be a great match to see. There you go. 666, giving credit where credit is due. Currently first place both in the Premier League and Champions League table. The Gunners of Arsenal.
We play Club Bruges. I don't even know where they're at. I think it's a German team, right?
Belgian.
No, but you know what? You know what's happening with Bayern? They don't have Lucho.
26. Yeah.
They are missing Lucho, and they just lost a game, and they're not
missing
having
Lucho to his own detriment. That was 100% on him. He almost cut Ashraf Hakimi in half.
He did not do anything wrong, sir.
Machetero.
It's a bunch of crap.
He RKO'd him out of nowhere. You can't RKO a player on the field.
Listen, it's all right though. It's all about. It was a tough match.
I gotta check. I know they've been dealing with some bugs there. Either way, after that, we will have at 3 o'clock a big one: Inter Milan and Liverpool.
Both teams hitting in like weird strides this season,
Yes.
especially
Up and down.
after the seasons they've had last season.
Yeah,
kinda.
yeah.
It looks like Musiala is expected to join full team training after the winter break, so he will still be out from that awful injury that he suffered in the Club World Cup. But Inter and Liverpool now.
Easy 3 points for Inter, yeah.
It honestly, it should be based on
The way that things are
based on
working
the way
out.
things are trending.
Oof.
But again, we've seen, Liverpool is so unpredictable, and obviously we'll now is a good time to talk about it as well. We talked about Mo Salah, kind of that shocking interview. I think he's played his last minutes for Liverpool.
Yeah.
Remember I was talking about that a few months ago of how the Salah era is just done.
Yeah.
I mean, and that was the thing. He made all these hirings, he spent all this money, but the real thing that he needed to do to change and start fresh slate, as they say, clean slate, as they say, is getting rid of Salah. Like, Salah is the old guard. Like, everything revolved around him. The team was built up to service Salah.
Oh, he asked about Trent. Is Liverpool still missing Trent? Alexander-Arnold?
I mean, as a Bournemouth fan, I think signing Kirkes was great business for us and poor for them. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I think
They just needed Salah. They
I
need
think
to
their
move on from
problems
that.
are more than one person deep.
You'd be surprised how much the superstar of a team can disturb.
Nas, can you do me a favor
dynamic,
and
though.
link because I'm an idiot when it comes to this stuff. Can you link the Discord in chat there? We were talking about the Mo Salah stuff in our Discord, and I said, remember way back when he pretty. 666, I'm telling you, I did. I starred on a show. Well, I appeared on a show called Premier League Fan Zone multiple times, and I think Kirkes had a great year for Bournemouth last year, but he, for me, was a quote unquote system player.
Yeah.
He did
He played
extremely well
in
in the
Bournemouth's
way that,
system.
in the style that
In
Bournemouth
Iraola's,
played under Iraola. And it was good business for them to get rid of him at the money that they did. They brought in Truffert from France, who I think is a better left back than Kirkes. He's much more even keeled. Kirkes just kind of goes off the. I don't want to argue either. I mean, Kirkes he's too unpredictable for me. I think, but I will say between losing Kirkes, Dean Howson, Ilya Zabarny, and Kepa, it's just been. I can't believe they played as well as they did in September and August. But now it's off the rails. But back where we were, Liverpool. We talked about it in Discord.
I mean, you guys tied Chelsea.
We did. We should have won. But don't forget that in my eyes, Salah pretty much pushed Sadio Mane out of the club all those years ago.
Yep.
I can still kind of see in my head all those clips of them fighting on the sidelines when Salah, wouldn't pass the ball when Mane had
was by himself.
basically a tap in for goal.
And Mane will do the same. It was just toxic for both of them. There was no amicable solution for them.
I'm on record also. I am not. How there's certain players where they're good. You've seen what they can do. They have the goals. They have the trophies. They win the awards, and you just like.
You already know who I'm going to say. You already know who I'm going to say.
Who?
Holland.
Yeah, well, there you
You
go.
already know what I'm going to say. Holland.
So for me,
as good as he is, and as many goals as he plays, and I just can't get behind. him.
My guy, I am on the same, and now you're gonna see me ranting.
Now he's
because
gonna
that
rant.
was
Why
one
did
of
they
the
sell
dumbest
Lucho?
things they can have ever done. He was like the anchor for that system.
He was
Plus,
a
he was pleasing Salah all he wanted. You want the ball, get the ball. You don't want the ball, I'll score the goals.
I think part of that
was insane. That was
exactly
just dumb, man.
They had too many players to try to spread the wealth with, and Lucho wanted more playing time, which is fair. and Liverpool was not ready to give it to him, and he left. I also obviously let's not discount.
I mean, he's reaping the rewards now. Though.
Absolutely.
Right.
I mean,
He's playing really well.
And let's not discount the tragic passing of
Diego
Jota also.
Yeah.
And obviously there's the on the field missing of that. And I don't know what kind of guy he was. By all accounts, I've heard he was a great guy in the locker room or the dressing room. And that is, I'm sure is a factor for a lot of these players as well, whether they'll admit it or not. But
yes, exactly. But one thing is unavoidable.
Correct.
The other one could have been avoided.
Oh, no, I agree.
Somebody dying, I mean,
Yeah.
of course, that is absolutely devastating, and I am 100%. I felt the same way. I love Jota, and I'm not even a player. No. But when I found out he died, it was hard. Like, he was soccer. He was the good things of soccer. You know what I mean? He was a friendly guy. He was a great rival. He was a great player, awesome teammate. Yes. But that was unavoidable.
I mean,
that was things that happened.
And I only know this because of Mike and our Brighton guys, but James Milner changed his number to 20 this year.
Yeah, he did.
For in honor of Jota.
Exactly. So. Those are the things. And that can, make or break a team depending on how they react. But on top of that, you're doing this, and these are just managerial situations. These are things that you decide to do. Yeah. Your directives, your coaches, they make those things,
Yeah.
Sorry. There you go. I'm sorry, 666, but that's when I go off.
Yeah. Andy Carroll, for me, was... Who did they had just sold someone.
I think Nunez.
But they had just... Andy Carroll was just, for me, was just an inflated number because every club in the world knew they had that money now. Yeah. Kind of like the Coutinho deal.
Oh, yeah,
after Barcelona sold Neymar.
Yeah,
it was like, okay, well, we know you can afford it because we saw what you just sold Neymar for, so pay up or you can't have him. So
I mean, look at the Isaac number. Like that they just paid.
Yeah. I also, obviously hindsight is 2020. If Ekitike, who seems to be, I think, coming good, but if Wirtz was playing well, if Isak was fit and playing well, I think
record fee.
Yeah, I think we don't say as much about Diaz's departure.
Yeah.
We
can, again, if Liverpool's on the other side, higher up the table, we don't talk about it.
And that happens often where a player leaves, a new player comes in, both players do well. Yeah. Look at what we were talking about with Tottenham after Kane and Son Heung-min left. Oh, great! Kane's doing great at Munich. Son's doing great at LAFC. Tottenham, they won a Europa League. They were doing well early in the season. Everyone's happy.
Well, this has also been a
inflated
weird
numbers.
This has been
inflated numbers. They won silverware, but that was just one game. They were last. They won barely out of relegation.
And then they fired the manager a week later.
So let's not say things about Tottenham that are not true. Kane and Son are doing well. Tottenham is not.
Well, here's the weird thing though, is that despite how rough like Liverpool and Tottenham and United have been playing this season, despite all that,
they're still
in contention with the European spots. Despite how bad Liverpool is playing, they're still in contention. They're in 10th place, only like 4 points out of I think 5th.
Yeah. And this is what it is.
No, they're 2 points out of 5th.
Yeah, it's comical.
It is, but
I also that I was listening to the radio on the way in here this morning, and again they were talking about Mo Salah and Arne Slot and the lack of relationship, and I think a lot of that too, it's just a Dutch thing. Like Ten Hag had very little relationship. That's in my experience. That's just the way Dutch guys are, and Dutch managers specifically. This is what it is. There's no glossing over it. There's no fluff added.
I'm not your friend. I'm your coach.
It's not even that. Because there's been friendly managers, but it's just very matter of factly the way they talk and the way they operate. There's no added kind of.
Yeah. But you know what, 666? This is Arsenal's year, and it's not Aaron saying it. I'm the one who keeps reiterating it. They got this. Arsenal's got this.
30 days at Leverkusen.
Both of the competitions, they both got. They're going to have Arsenal. Yeah.
Well, again, Ange goes and wins the European Cup and then goes to Forest and gets fired and then goes, like everywhere he went, he got fired. So, I don't know. Right. It just.
Speaking of potentially managers getting fired, Wednesday, 3 p.m., Real Madrid hosting Man City. And depending on who you talk to and what you read, with a poor result, this could be Xabi Alonso's last match in Madrid.
Yeah.
And you know, it just it goes to show you that, you know, you see these you see these guys with
That's me celebrating, baby.
Yeah,
I am a
that's
predictor.
all Diego.
I'm not celebrating.
You
I'm
see
stating
these guys
facts.
that get the call, and then, you know, pundits say, "Oh, it's too soon," and it might be too soon. But when that bag is there, when that offer is there, you don't know how well it's gonna happen, how well it's gonna go, and how long it's gonna last. So you take that job, just like Xabi Alonso is right now. And you know, they're struggling. They lost 2-0 on the weekend. Mm-hmm. They fell further behind Barcelona. Let me see how far back they are now. 4 points, I think. Yeah, 4 points back. Villarreal right on their heels now. And what an embarrassment that would be. Obviously, they want to beat Barcelona every year, but to finish third in La Liga,
it'd be worse than anything else.
I mean,
like you said, that 2-horse race getting a third horse.
Yeah.
2.5 horse race.
Yeah, 2.5.
That half is like normally Madrid.
We'll see we'll see what happens in February and where everything's at. But it really is. It could be it for Xabi Alonso, but maybe he goes right over to Liverpool in the winter break.
Oh, no way, really?
6
goals from beating Ronaldo's record, huh?
Yeah.
Damn.
That's in a calendar year. Yeah.
Isn't that
and
tough
it's
for
funny.
him?
It's funny when you say that because Madrid's having an off year.
Yeah.
And not only that, but
your strikers 63 goals in a a year, and you're having an off year.
And you're having enough.
And he like.
That's why I can't.
He's
Barcelona.
kind of
I just can't
become
even.
like the villain as well now. Mbappe and along with Vinny Jr. But like they have this like villainous trait now, and you know what?
When you think about it, as long as I've followed La Liga, for some reason Madrid has always had the villainous feeling to them, and Barcelona have always had that.
They're the evil empire.
The opposite, and it's weird. Like again, because Galacticos and all that kind of stuff.
They are always being
Real Madrid is the club of the rich, and Barcelona,
is the proletariat.
They as wealthy as they are as a club, is the people's club.
Correct.
Yeah.
And one thing that Madrid does from a business standpoint, they are incredible at it, but they will, and I don't know how they convince these guys to do it, but they'll just wait until players, they won't sign players. Yeah. They'll wait till they're out of contract, and then they'll get them on a free.
Which Barca team? The one with
the sextuple team?
The sextuple team, because that is one of the best teams ever. In history, though. No lie. The way they play,
the young Messi,
who they have,
Busquets.
It was incredible. Even the Villa days, man. Even with Villa, they were playing well.
I'm very fortunate. I got to see him play about 50 times over the years at NYCFC.
Awesome.
So
David Villa.
He went to NYCFC. I forgot.
He was the first player.
But if that's who you refer, that is one of the best. This generation, though, this new team, if they stay together and they build themselves up, they could give a run to them. Yeah. They could be close. They're not going to be that good because you got peak players. It was like the perfect storm with that Barcelona team.
I think what's missing from Barcelona right now is, and I'll go back to the Thomas. They don't have that glue guy. They don't have a Carles Puyol.
They need Puyol.
They don't have Sergio Busquets.
That's what they need.
Jordi Alba. You know, those. Even listen. Say what you want about him. He was a son of a bitch. But even a guy like Suarez that would, get these guys together.
Yeah, that was the team we're talking about then. Yes, it was the best team I've ever seen.
I'll never forget. I was in an Irish bar for the Champions League final, United Barcelona.
Yeah.
And I think the only, and I'm not a Barcelona fan. I just loved the way they played at that time. I was the only one in the entire bar that was not a United guy.
Oh my God!
And I'm like, watch this kid Messi. He is going to light you up.
And
everyone in their Irish accents, their Scottish accents, their English. Everyone, no, it's not happening. I'm like, watch. And I think it was a 3-1 final.
It was.
With Messi scoring on that header.
Barcelona was untouchable at that time, and.
You had to at that point. I mean, it's young Messi. I mean, as incredible as he still is, young Messi, was for me on par with maybe a half a step behind because it didn't look like he was having as much fun as like Ronaldinho.
Yes.
But how do you not
Yes.
watch this guy play
Yes.
and just love the game?
He
But-
brought you joy.
yeah,
Exactly. It
But,
wasn't even-
Ronaldinho did it with a fucking smile on his face, and he would be dancing samba between
Yeah.
plays.
Oh, my God.
That's what's missing from the game now.
Exactly, a couple of those players, but that's the problem. Soccer has been so
It's become
streamlined.
system and formula.
Yes,
Yep.
it's so streamlined that the individual
There's no more
player-
style and passion.
Creativity and spontaneity is
Why do you
gone.
think I got angry at Brazil's situation,
Yeah,
man? And
with
let's not even
Ancelotti.
go
I
back
know.
over there. Let's just move on because
666 will do you one better. He's winning a billion.
Yes, indeed, sir.
All right, let's try to get back on track before the next break here. Some weekend matches. Honestly,
No, let's stay
a-
off track until the
Well-
break, and then we go back in.
No, well, because I have more to talk about after the break. All right. Honestly, not a ton of like big domestic matches this weekend.
Yeah.
Obviously, every match is important, but in terms of top of the table or derbies, stuff like that, I wasn't wowed by what we have.
For the first in 4 weeks, Arsenal wasn't playing somebody in third. It's incredible.
And because of that, I
It's
don't even have
incredible.
them on the list.
You're
But
right.
Chelsea Everton,
Yeah.
5th against 7th. Chelsea, reigning world champions. I'm contractually obliged to say that every time I mention them. Against a very surprising Everton, 7th place. They seem to be getting things right. Let me just see.
Yeah, they should have players fighting and punching each other more often.
Dude,
Yeah.
Apparently, that's all it takes for Everton to get into the
He gets
line.
them
And
riled up.
again, speaking of getting rid of creativity, but he's done an incredible job with them. David Moyes. is you know exactly what he's going to do, and he still finds a way to get points out of it. It's incredible. Also, 10 a.m. Liverpool Brighton. So obviously, this is more of a shout out for our Seagulls on Hudson, the local Brighton supporters.
I mean, they are tied on points, so it's going to be,
the chosen one, proving why he was the chosen one.
Yes, sir.
And then wrapping up our weekend. Actually, I have 2 matches on Sunday. The other ones I don't have here. Crystal Palace hosting Man City, and then we will have the Dortmund match right after that. They kind of overlap a little. 9 a.m. for Crystal Palace, Man City. 9:30 for, I believe, Freiburg they play.
Okay.
And I look forward to, I think Matt is back next week in our Hudson Valley Baruchian supporters club.
We got to bring him in, and he got to talk
I know.
to us
Well,
about his trip, man.
asked
Hopefully,
him,
we'll get
I'm
him
hoping
in.
for a black and yellow Christmas ornament. As
I can get
well.
you a black and yellow crystal, right? So it's
Hey,
going to be a Greek team. In
I'll
get two, we get
I'll
two.
take an
Yeah.
AEK Athens one. All right, so let's run our ad break now, and we'll be back for One for the Road, guys.
Yep. Got a couple for the road.
Yes, sir.
Or
right.
where this is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That would
absolutely.
actually be
That'll
perfect.
be a spot.
Sorry, we're taking you behind the curtain a little bit with our what we want to do come January. We are talking about doing some multi-streaming
Overlays, getting chat on
in
screen.
2026. Yeah, and I have sub badges being worked on and alerts and all that
Emotes.
good stuff. But all right, so. One for the road, again, in brewery and beer fashion. One for the road is, although our off-topic topics seem to jump in all over the place anyway, but...
These are things we wanted to talk
We
about.
like to end the show with, some fun or interesting stories that don't really fit into the rest of our regular show. And Naz, you said you have one, so we'll start with you.
So I have 2.
Two.
Obviously, I follow the Greek
The
league.
Greek
So
league.
AEK has defeated Tromitos 3-1.
Nice.
Jovic on fire
Luka
with
Jovic.
Okay.
5
Hell
goals in 2
All right,
games.
listen, we might need to branch off to just a Greek soccer show once a week.
Listen, there's only 3 teams you got to follow. 4 technically, so there's that. And then the other one is I don't know. Ivis Basuma, is that his name?
Yves Bissouma. That's
Yves
how I pronounce
Bissouma.
it anyway. He played for Tottenham, didn't he?
Yeah, he still plays for
Oh, is
Tottenham.
he still?
He was suspended for a match because for the second time this year he was caught inhaling banned substances.
Oh, I
this
did. And
time
they're
it
talking
was
about just
nit-
axing him, right?
No, yeah. This time it was nitrous oxide. He was filmed. No, look,
Yeah.
no. There you go.
Wow.
Sanctioned over laughing gas.
No way.
Yeah. This is the second time he has been caught inhaling some sort of not like taking PEDs or anything, but like a banned substance, sort of like an inhalant
getting
or a
high.
drug or an addiction. Yeah,
He just got caught getting high,
essentially,
pretty
yeah.
much.
I'm not. I don't mean to make light of this, but how is nitrous oxide a banned substance? What the hell is that going to do?
You're just getting high. It's controlled.
It's a mental change. That's it.
I
it
understand
changes
that
you mentally.
it's
Yeah.
not good to be doing, and these players are meant to be role models.
It's like why do
as
people
well, but-
huff?
Oh yeah,
different
no,
things. Yeah.
I know why people do it.
Yeah.
I'm saying, how does that result? Oh, okay. Thank you,
It is
Triple
in the
Six.
UK, okay.
It is a banned substance in the UK.
Thank you very
So,
much, my brother.
Like
Party drug.
There you go. Yeah. I agree.
well,
you
again-
just can't get high.
when
You
you-
just don't get high.
when you go to a
and,
dentist, is that not an option for you in the UK?
It's controlled. It's a
It's a
controlled
control.
I'm
substance.
asking-
Yeah, at that point, like you
It's a
said,
control
control. It's like in Vegas, they have oxygen bars,
Yeah.
stuff
Yeah.
like that, where they physically pump you with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That
Exactly.
is-
No, it is a
Oh, here,
different
nitrous
situation.
oxide
but
was
yeah.
made a Class C drug in 2023.
Oh, you see, there you go. It's not laughing.
Not
guys.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for the education, 666. Like whippets.
Yeah.
So
I
he
shouldn't
was
say-
getting high.
Yeah,
He was
all right.
he was doing whippets.
At Thanksgiving, the older kids were doing that with whipped cream, and my 4.5-year-old didn't know that you had to do that, so she was
so
just
she
doing
was
it like
doing
that.
whippets?
And I'm like, slapping her.
Just the
What are you doing? She's like, they were all doing it. I'm like, not like that.
you have to
gotta
pour it
Lean
out.
back on- so yeah, it was a great role model.
Yeah. Look at this
All
kid,
right,
man.
my one for the road, or do you want to go straight to your second one?
No, that was my second one. I had the AK and then the
okay.
Bazuma.
Do you have anything, Diego?
You guys do
All
your
right,
thing.
my-
I ramble in between.
My one for the road, and I apologize in advance if I mispronounce this, but Kerem Aktürkoğlu, Turkish national team player
Aktürkoğlu.
and plays for Fenerbahce in the Turkish Super League, is being sued by Warner Brothers for his. Yes.
Well, listen. I mean, if Netflix buys Warner Brothers,
yeah.
he might not have a sue anymore.
It would be a problem.
He might have his own documentary.
Yeah, exactly.
But he's being sued by Warner Brothers because Aktürkoğlu is a huge Harry Potter fan. And his goal celebration, which is interesting to me because Weston McKinney,
Wingardium
American player, is a
Leviosa.
very big Harry Potter fan as well and does the same celebration. But he does the wand. And it's gotten to the point now where Fenerbahce's social media team has like done pictures of him with glasses and a scar. And apparently in Turkey, Harry Potter, Gryffindor, Hogwarts, and a couple other terms have been
Banned.
copyrighted.
Oh, copyrighted.
So
What?
the use of it is called. So yes, this player Aktürkoğlu is being sued by Warner Brothers for using
Harry Potter.
copyrighted material.
Oh, wow.
So the game's gone.
That is crazy.
Like let the guys just have
Let
fun.
him, exactly. Like, what the hell, man? That is just too much.
So yeah, it's a wild world.
It's time for the enemy to become the hero in this.
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling needs to come out and be like, no, he can celebrate.
He can do it.
There you go. That will be the art.
Enemy
That
to
will be the
from
art.
enemy to hero. Yeah.
Yeah.
Today's hydration break brought to you by Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's
The goblet of water this time. So the goblet of
And
fire.
Yeah,
they're
there you
drinking.
go.
What do they drink? Butterbeer.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. So thank you guys so much.
Ooh, de Pablo
Di Canio.
Gets away.
What did he do something new? He's always been.
Yeah, thank you. There you go. Even 666 got one for
Yeah.
the road. Thank you very much, my guy. What happened to him?
I don't see anything new on Di Canio, but he's
Yeah.
always been a lightning rod for drama and
Controversy?
controversy. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so
controversy.
at any rate, our usual 1 hour show is now an hour and 45 today, apparently. Thank
you very much,
666.
Thank you.
It's all because of you, and then I mean that in a good way. Thank you for the follow.
Yeah.
Thank you for the sub. Thank
Cameron,
you for
yeah.
chatting away. Cam also,
Cam
thanks
was
for
in there,
hanging
yep.
out today. Thank you guys. Thanks again to Rutberg Breslow Personal Injury Law
Yep.
and K104 and everyone that supported us at our World Cup draw
100. I
party
think
last
about
week.
150 people.
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
was-
150 people
it
came
was
out.
incredible. Yeah, thank you so much. We will be back Saturday morning for the pour over. That's our next scheduled talk show, so to speak. But we will also have, like I said, sickness permitting, we will have our sidecast tomorrow for the 12:45 and 3 p.m. games. And then the Wednesday games will be upstairs in the tap room. So Thanks again so much. Make sure you like, you follow, you subscribe,
and share.
And
Get
share,
share it. Get into Discord if you're not there already. 666 if you have Discord. We have a very welcoming crowd. There should be a link back there, but I think Nas is going to repost it. There it is. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we're just growing the community, so every single person counts.
Yep. www.cdunewburgh.com. Instagram, Facebook, even though we barely use it.
I'll use it. I'm the old man.
The only reason I use it is
Facebook.
because it's Meta and Instagram automatically cross-post it. And then, if you have any requests, our email is cdunewburgh@gmail.com. Thank you guys again so much, and we will see you maybe tomorrow, but if not, Saturday morning.
Be
Cheers,
blessed,
guys.
everybody. Cheers.